hold that 1 second here to kind of play a 1 second rule when you're going from gear to gear. And this is the kind of technology at SafeWake that now back both engines in neutral. Because this is a twin stick hydraulic boat, and a lot.
First, we're going to make a 360-degree turn is look around to make sure.
All right, guys, Captain Paul today with SafeWake, and today we're going to head over to the AGLAC, the Americans Great Loop Association. We're going to go aboard Snapdragon. Can't wait to get you guys and show you guys. What I really want to show you and showcase on this particular boat too is these dual throttles, because I get asked that a lot, of where, you know, electronic throttles or dual throttles. I've got a lot of time in this boat. I've taken it all the way from New York all the way around to Florida, and then what they call the mini loop, and then so I've got a lot of time in this, and I've also taken it to the dry Tortugas. So I'm excited to show it to our cameraman Edwin, and then see what he thinks about this boat. All right, guys, this is Snapdragon right here. So let's go to the helm and let's see if we can find Carl and see what he's doing. So here we are aboard Snapdragon, and this is the owner, Carl, here. Carl, how you doing today?
Doing great.
So today we're with SafeWake, and I want to go over the controls on this, Carl. I've got, like I said, or if I haven't mentioned in the video, I've got lots of miles in this. Carl called me 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a year and a half ago, yeah.
Yeah, about
New York City.
We picked this boat up in New York City. I brought it all the way to Florida. Then we've done the mini loop in it and the dry Tortugas. So got a lot of experience in this boat right here. But what I want to show today and talk about and showcase are these controllers, because this is a twin stick hydraulic boat, and a lot of these older boats are built like this, and so then you have the twin sticks to deal with. And the reason I want to talk about that is to show you guys the difference in them. So this right here controls our gears. So when I put this boat forward like that, that puts the boat in gear forward, both engines forward, or I can reverse the engines, and that is neutral right here. If I want to throw fuel at these engines, I have to do that through these controllers right here. We'll take you down in the engine room in a minute and show you, but these are hydraulic, right?
Yes.
Carl? Yes.
These are Hynotic is the brand.
Yeah, Hynotic is the brand, and we've never had an issue with the.
I rebuilt them when I
purchased.
bought the boat.
Yeah, when you purchase the boat, and it's a good idea. But a lot of the boats I drive today have this Hynotic. How do you say it?
Hynotic is the brand.
Hynotic hydraulic throttle and shifters for the gears. In a boat, it's not called a transmission, it's called a gear. And so that's the huge difference. And pretty much every gear is forward, neutral, and reverse. And that's pretty much all that's in a gear. So, Edwin, you want to take them down to the engine room and show them what's going on down there?
Let's do it.
Here we are in the engine room, and these are what they call 671 naturally aspirated Detroit diesels. These cables right here and this hydronic system is what operates the boat and puts it in and out of gear and gives it fuel. And it gives fuel to these engines, and it puts the gears, which the gears, let me show you those, are back here. And these gears, pretty much all of them are the same. They just have a forward, neutral, and reverse. And so then when you put it in gear, when I ask this engine to do some work, then it's going to do its job based on the input that I put in through those controllers that are upstairs. I wanted to share this with you. There's a lot of heritage on these Hatterases, these old Hatterases. And let's talk about it real quick, because in the late 70s, we had a fuel crunch. I don't know how many of you were around and remember that. Hopefully not many. But we had what we call like the fuel crunch 76, 78, stuff like that. Well, Hatteras built big, expensive yacht that ran big horsepower motors, because this same engine right here, you can get anywhere from, let's say these are about 180 horsepower, 200 horsepower, but you throw turbochargers on them, after coolers and all that stuff, you can get 400 and 500 horsepower out of these engines. Then but that burns a lot of fuel. So then Hatteras came in and they said they made, I think it was 58 of these. Somebody can help me with doing the research on that. But they built about 50, 60 of these LRCs, what they're called long-range cruisers. And then they built 11 of the 65, same boat, just a little, they stretched it out a little bit longer. And they did this for the cost savings. When these boats were first initiated, they were only the wealthy could afford these boats. And they were built to like an aircraft standard vessel in the time of its era. So they're really amazing boats, very thick fiberglass, and they're built like nothing like the modern day yachts that are built today. So, all right, guys, I want to end this video by saying thank you to Carl. Carl, we appreciate letting you come out here. Aren't you from the same? You're from Oklahoma. That's where your home ground is.
Mustang, Oklahoma.
Mustang, Oklahoma, and then you bought this boat a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Year and a half ago in New Rochelle, New York.
And then you brought it down from New York all the way to Florida.
To Daytona Beach.
And then you did the...
And then we did Okeechobee, Dry Tortugas.
Dry Tortugas.
And then I took it back up to Demopolis.
Demopolis.
That's
and
where it's been this winter.
And then you and Dee plan on looping this boat at some point someday?
Yep.
Perfect. This is a little bit bigger boat. You wouldn't normally loop this boat, but nobody says there's anything normal about this guy right here.
Now with the mast down, this is 19 foot 6 inches.
And that's what you need to do America's Great Loop.
Exactly, that's the max.
So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. More to come. Next time we get you on I think we're going to bring the main ship over here later, and we can show you that, because that's a single controller that operates the gears and the fuel together. On a boat, it's called gears, not transmissions. And when we add throttle, give it gas, it's called adding fuel. So just a couple little tips there. Hope you guys enjoy these videos on SafeWake. We truly enjoy putting them out for you guys. And I want to talk about, like we went and looked at the twin stick, where you have separate sticks to run your gear and your fuel. This is what they call a Glendenning. That's the brand name of this controller right here. This is all electrically controlled, so there'll be solenoids, kind of like servos, just like for an RC car, on these controls right here, which is most modern day boats. This boat is a 2006 main ship, and this comes standard with this boat. You can add this to any boat that you want, and this is the kind of technology at SafeWake that everybody needs to know about, because taking that old technology and introducing new technology like this can be amazing and help you so much. So let me show you what happened here. So same identical thing, but every time I engage, so right there, you can feel that little notch right there, and that it's engaging the boat, both engines forward. That's neutral, and that's reverse. If I want to give the boat fuel, what I do is forward or neutral like that. Then I go to forward. Now if I want to, I can add fuel to the boat, but that's also engaged in gear. And so everything is just one fluid move like this. So I just wanted to share that technology with you. I think it's I think it's the future. I think Glendenning's a good brand. They've been in the market for a long, long time, and they offer a really great product for shifting the boat. This, like I said, this boat came standard with that kind of equipment, and most new boats today have some type of this Glendenning system, whether it's their own through Merc Cruiser or whatever, but they all have adapted over to this system. Steve at the helm here, and today, Steve, you're using your throttles right now and your gears. These are your gears, correct?
Correct.
And that's your forward all the way, and then if you wanted to add throttle to those, you could do that right there. Now, Steve, if I wanted to make a turn with this boat, like a 360-degree turn, what would I do with this is a twin stick version of these, and he controls each one of these engines. So right here, if he wanted to make a 360-degree turn, why don't you explain it, Steve?
So what we do first, we're going to make a 360-degree turn, is look around to make sure. So right now we've got someone behind us. What we're going to do is, he's a smaller, faster boat, so he's probably going to come around us in a second, and when we come back to the shot, what we'll do is some 360s right here to kind of show you, with no throttle and no steering wheel input, how we're going to turn the boat around really efficiently.
But one of the things right now too is he just needs to keep his rudders, that's down, and he's got propulsion, so he's got these props turning, rudders, and that steering wheel is controlling that, but we want to keep those straight right now, because at a slow speed like this, really all of his movement is done with these 4 sticks right here. And the main sticks are his gear sticks right here, which put the boat forward, neutral, and reverse.
Yeah, on this boat, in these situations like this, we idle fairly quickly. So if I'm trying to kind of navigate down through here and I don't want to have a lot of speed that I'm carrying, I can use these gears to kind of push me to one side or the other. So if I wanted to go to that side, I would put this gear in neutral, and then this prop on this side is going to push the boat that way more, and it's going to start, see how it's moving us to the land right now? So we'll put him in neutral now, okay? And then we'll do this one, and watch, it will start coming back around. These things don't happen right away. They're slow, which is what you want. You just want to know that what you're doing is going to work.
So as he was straightening out there, he just re-engaged his forward gear, and that got the boat going straight again.
So what we're going to do now, as this guy comes around us, we're going to go left here and turn back and face the other way. So I'm going to let you think about it for a second. What would you do? And we'll tell you if you're right. If you said we're going to put this engine in neutral, you were right. And then what that's going to do is start our progression that way. Again, we don't have anyone behind us. And as we start to get into the middle of the canal, what I'm going to do is lock our forward progress and begin an in-place 360 spin. So what will happen is one engine will be pushing water that way, the other engine will be sucking water this way, which makes a pivot point. So right here, when we put this one in reverse, this engine's pulling backward, this one's pushing forward. So with that, if we start to see our forward progress is too much, we can put it in neutral on this side, which will stop our forward progress but continue to pull it around. Now the one thing we didn't talk about in this scenario is we got current going that way pretty fast. So you can see we're sliding down. No big deal, we're still in the center. So no panic or anything. We're just letting that starboard engine, our port engine, pull us around, and now we're going backward a little too much for my liking. So we'll put this guy back and forward, and we'll begin to move. Let's see if we want to quit our reverse trajectory. We'll put this one in neutral and leave this one in forward. And we may even need a little throttle here. The reason for the throttle
is because of the current.
Because of the current. And I'm going to put this guy in forward too, because that current's ripping us backward. No big deal, but okay. So now we're gonna start our turn back that way. We're gonna put this guy in reverse. We're gonna actually give it just a little bit of throttle, around 900 RPMs. Start bringing it back around, and you can see the current is pushing the front around on us.
So right now he's kind of using the current, everything to his advantage, and his motors. This boat is not equipped with a thruster, so you have to be efficient with your motors and use your gears to get the correct thrust that you need.
Well, and Paul made a really good point too. Use what you got. I mean, if the wind, you're not going to change it. So figure out what it's doing, make it help you. Don't fight it.
Yeah, don't fight it.
There's many situations with current and wind. You're not going to win those battles. Mother Nature always wins. So use her to help you with what you're doing.
I think one of the greatest things that I taught Steve was one day we were struggling to get at the fuel dock, if you remember, because current had us. And I showed him, hey, why don't you back into that dock? It'll make it so much easier to you. He did it, and he goes, oh my God, that was simple. Because he didn't fight what he had.
Right. It'll be a whole nother video, but yeah, we do need to get into that, because that was one that really, really comes in handy. And basically, Captain Paul showed me, back into the current, use it to help you go where you're trying to go. Because when you stop, the current's going to stop you. If you're already going reverse into the current, and you get in a situation you don't like or you want it to go slower, all you have to do is put it in neutral and the boat's going to pretty much stop because of the current. Then you can gather yourself and continue where you're going.
Like as we've been talking about the throttles and the gears, and today we're going to have Jill do an example of a turn. And it's why it's so important that that she learns is these guys are getting ready to do America's Great Loop, and if anything were to happen to her husband, she should have some skill level to be able to maneuver the boat, get it close to the dock, or help the EMTs or anything like that. So it's always important that both parties on the boat know how to drive it. So we're going to let her play with the throttles here for a minute, let her get a feel for the boat, left or right, and then we'll have her do a turn. All right, Jill, let's take it on. And right now you're just kind of see your pull over here. So now let's get lined up with that and make a left hand. So that way, yep, forward, reverse, perfect. Once you get your front end lined up, so you can start anticipating your turn now, back both engines in neutral. Now if I want to stop that turn, I would go probably reverse both engines. All right, see how you stop that front end from coming around a little bit? Now it's back to neutral, both engines. And now you just did a nice little turn. Now let's go the other way. Now you're gonna have a little bit of wind fighting you, so port engine forward, and then starboard engine reverse. Another little secret somebody taught me is the little thumb deal. You can just kind of look at your thumbs if you get lost, and you can kind of tell which direction you're going. Yeah, perfect turn here. That's really pretty. And this really gets you like a feel for the boat right now is what you're trying to do. Then we'll get back and we'll maybe look at the other red one over there, and then once you get centered on that one, we'll get stop our turn right here. So what I want you to do is both engines, and you're going to kind of go straight for that pillar right there. Now, yep, get your perfect. Now maybe pull your port engine into neutral to kind of get your starboard engine over, and you can kind of feel that. And we're just going to go forward a little bit before you make your next turn. Now you can slowly start to engage your port engine back in, and that keeps that front end from coming all the way around. If I was coming a little bit too fast, I would put my starboard, but it looks like you did a perfect job. Kind of show that pull right there, and you can kind of see we're going straight for that pull, and that's what the whole exercise right now is just to go straight for that pull. Keeping that front end perfectly straight on it, which makes you do an amazing job. Now if the boat was, the wind or anything was going to push us, we would disengage that forward engine and to get the boat to do whatever she wanted to do. But it looks like these bayliners handle pretty well because they're a little bit bigger horsepower than some of the smaller trawlers. Now you're far enough away from that pole, Jill. Let's do one more 360-degree turn, and then we're going to call it a day. Only because we don't want to stress out your brain, but we're just trying to build that muscle, brain, hand coordination right now, and just let you feel these gears. So go ahead and let's do another, what would be a 180 turn? Go back around and like get your head into the other pole. All right, go ahead. See how she's got the boat coming around. Her port engine is forward. Her starboard engine is reverse. So she's going to make a starboard turn. If she wanted to stop any forward momentum, she would just pull out her forward engine, just put it in neutral, leave the reverse engine in gear. And that wind will kind of push her around. That's what it's doing. Now she can re-engage her forward engine. Kind of feel that boat coming around. And she's going to get right lined up perfectly with that number 82 right there. One exercise you can do with your husband when you're out here too is just that, exactly what we just did. Just get lined up on the pole and then keep both engines engaged, and you can do that in forward and reverse, and it's a really good exercise. So yep, just anticipate your turn now. Now that one, starboard engine forward, maybe that'll kill a little bit of that. There you go. Port engine reverse. Now both engines reverse. Now back to neutral, and you just stopped your boat. It's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice little stop there. You're not turning, you're not going left or right. Nice job. Super nice. The trick here is, like, if you put this right here, this is called the bow of the boat. This is my starboard engine, and this is my port engine. So starboard is right, port is left. If I want to turn the boat to starboard, I can just put my thumbs out like this. Both engines, this starboard, that front end's gonna go that way, the reverse engine's gonna go the opposite way. And that's going to pull me back into that stick. And right now, it's basically you're just going to try and get a feel for the sticks, and I'm just going to let you play with them for 1 minute here so you can kind of get a feel for them and use your thumbs to kind of practice the direction that you're going to go.
And I can do it this way as well?
Yep.
And turn
Yep,
that.
it'll turn that way, correct.
And then...
Yep, and remember what I said now, it's because you're out. And so if you go that way, your front end is going to go that way, your rear end's going to go that way.
Okay.
Now, if you do the opposite, and we're going to hold that 1 second here to kind of play a 1 second rule when you're going from gear to gear. And then, so now my front end's going to go that way and my rear end's going to go that way.
Okay.
All right, so kind of just play with it for a minute and get used to it for a second, and then we'll do a turn.
And then forward.
That's both engines engaged forward. Control both engines. Okay, now this is my starboard and this is my port. So if I say starboard forward, port reverse, that means you put this one would be forward and that one you would just pull it in the reverse direction. Okay, so let's go port
Wait, this is
reverse.
port?
Yep, that's your port. So go to reverse on that one. See how you're going forward of the pole? Look over at your pole right there. See how you're going forward of it? And so we're going to stop that momentum. We're going to get our front end. Now put your starboard engine. Leave that one just like it is, and then put this one forward. Perfect. And you're going to bring the boat around. Now, when you get lined up with that, as you're coming around there, and you get lined up with that 82, so you can start anticipating your turn right now. So maybe both engines to neutral. There you go. Maybe just a port reverse. Yep. Port. Nope. The port. Yep. There you go. Perfect. Now to get that front end, that rear end coming around. Now maybe I want to go right there. Now neutral. Now neutral. Now both engines reverse, and that'll kind of stop. That's going to stop your momentum, and it's going to stop your turn.
And then neutral?
That's it. Now back to neutral. Yep. Perfect. Just a beautiful job. Wow, that's awesome. What I want you to do, Edwin, is just play with the gears for a second, just like the girls did. But remember, we said the 1 second rule when you're going from neutral to forward. So just like put it, yeah, get a feel for putting it in gear. Now put it back in neutral. Okay, now go to reverse, and you waited your 1 second. Go ahead. Okay. Now, just engage your starboard engine maybe, which is your right engine. Yep, go forward with that one. Nice. Neutral. Yep. Now you're back to neutral. Now forward with that one, and you'll start a turn right now.
So that way.
Yep, exactly correct. That's your port side.
Wait, what?
That is your port. You're heading to port right now. You're making a port turn.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to slow the turn down, you could put both engines in neutral. If you didn't want to go any more forward or you didn't want to go any more reverse, yep, there you go. Now port engine reverse, go to reverse and keep that coming around. Now forward on, yep, there you go, perfect. What I want you to do is kind of get that front end lined up with that red cone out there. There you go, perfect. All right, now start to stop your turn. There you go. Both engines neutral, and then you can either go forward or reverse. Go. Yeah, there you go. That'll stop that momentum. You feel that stopping that turn? Yeah, now back to neutral, and you can stop it. Now go the other way. Go port engine forward. There you go. And we'll go back around the other way. Nice job, dude. Now, have you driven a boat before? Or you have not?
Not this kind.
But the pontoon boats
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Okay, good. Perfect.
I mean, well, I feel like what made it easier was the thumbs, because I wouldn't know how to switch it, but now that I know,
Yeah, you can kind of
that's
just,
like
yeah,
that
with your
way,
thumb.
this way,
It's perfect.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay, guys, Captain Paul here. You guys have no idea the appreciation that we have here at SafeWake for you watching these educational videos. And if anybody needs anything, please feel free to reach out and ask. You guys know you can just go to the website, grab my email, and I'll answer you as quickly as I can. Anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.